I don't think I can hear you on the stream. Yeah, cannot hear you. I hear myself. Yeah, I hear myself on the stream, but I don't hear you on the stream.
You don't hear? Okay, let's do that.
People can hear you.
All right. I think they can hear me now. Mic check.
Yep.
1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's up, guys and girls? We are back with another RPG Maker game called 8-Bit Adventures 2 by Critical Games AU. I believe AU stands for Australia. Maybe they're from Australia, I guess. It's an Australian company. But either way, anyway, this is a D757 Darkman for D757 game that he has chosen for the week. And before we get into this project, you guys know who I am, and you know who my co-host is, aka the Simple Gaming, the resident German, Harlequin.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Alright, guys, so pretty much it's the same concept, just like every episode. We play a game, we bring the game to you guys, and we pretty much talk about the game, what we feel about the game, how we feel about the game, and what maybe could be improved, or what we like and what we don't like about the game. So, alright, so 8-Bit Adventures is an RPG game made with the MV engine. MV?
Yeah, it looked like MV.
Okay, the quick synopsis, I'm give you guys a quick rundown about the game and the story. Alright, 8-Bit Adventures 2 is everything you love about NES, SNES, and PS1 era JRPGs, with all the charm, heat, heart, and soul, but none of the inconvenience. Dynamic turn-based battles and pixels with personality. So the game is basically, the selling point of this project is enjoy a feel-good adventure filled with love, laughs, and drama. Then you also have 30 to 40 hours playtime. Ooh, that's a nice one. Experience constant variety. Everything from exploring ancient ruins to solving a robot murder mystery. Explore an expansive world map filled with secrets and optional locations to discover, both on foot, via airship. The world of 8-Bit Adventures 2 is full of the character-driven side quests and challenging super boss battles that any RPG fan expects. So right off the bat, this is a game that's trying to appease to the retro crowd, those who love retro RPGs. And given the fact that I'm an 80s baby, I'm pretty sure Harlequin's an 80s baby. I grew up on the NES. The NES is a console which housed the 8-bit content, because that's what the NES was, an 8-bit console. So this is nostalgic to me. This is what I like. RPGs and 8-bit graphics with the 8-bit chiptune music, and just the quirkiness in the graphics that the 8-bit era has. Definitely takes me back being a kid again. So we're going to talk about, the story. We're going to talk about the mechanics, the battle system, maybe some of the characters, and what we like about the game. So, who would like to take this off? Should I take this off or should Harlot?
Yeah, you should take it off because it's your game.
I should take it off because it's my
it's
game.
It's your pick, so you take it off.
Okay. The game starts you off. It's like you're like a treasure hunter, or you're exploring the desert for something. We don't know what we're looking for, but we're on a mission of some sort. It turns out that I don't want to give you guys too much of a spoiler, but long story short, it turns out that we are an adventurer, a hero who has once in the past saved the world from destruction. So we're on a mission aimlessly trying to find this entity that is known as the glitch. What the glitch is at this time, the player or the protagonist do not know what is going on. So, long story short, after this pass, we wake up in the classroom where we are an orphan kid named Charlie who lives in the castle, who's pretty much given a second chance by the queen. The queen took in some orphans. They started some type of program to get the orphans, these lost, these children who doesn't have a family, a second chance, and raise them and give them opportunities within the kingdom. And Charlie, who strives to be a warrior, a soldier, one day was eavesdropping in the queen's throne room because the queen was talking to another hero of the past named Shay. Well, names don't really matter because there's no default names for these characters that I'm talking about, so you are able to name them. So the only thing you really know is their classes. So I named the person that I'm talking about Shayla. We're gonna call her the thief, the green thief. We get the understanding that the guy who this character that we see on the screen is missing. So we're set out to find her. Well, him. We're set out to find this character. So upon exiting from eavesdropping, we bump heads into the green thief, who I named Shayla. And we pretty much, wanted to help her out because she once helped us out. So, you go through the game, you learn tutorials, how to fight and stuff like that, and you get to the point where you sneak out the castle, but upon sneaking out, you get caught. So you get caught, you kinda, well, you get caught by the main soldier who is training you, but we end up sneaking on the boat where the green thief is going, to find her companion. So we get we get caught as a stowaway, and the green thief was like, what are you doing here? So she has no choice but to bring us on the adventure. She has no choice to bring us. So we go on an adventure. We find this guy on the screen. I'm going to call him a warrior. I think that's his class, a warrior. We find the warrior, and you know, we our mission at this time, finding the warrior, you know, he was kind of possessed by this glitch creature, well, who was a created being, who the computer, see, this is the weird thing. The game takes a weird twist, because here you are in a world full of knights and mages and monks and stuff like that, but you got computers. You got a whole robot in the Middle Ages. Like, what sense is that? So long story short, the computer wants us to stop the glitch. That's the goal of the game. We gotta stop the glitch, because the glitch wants to take over the world. There we go. Alright, Harlequin.
God damn, this guy telling the entire story in the podcast, dude. What's going on with that? Yeah. I think the old heroes, which you name yourself, are probably... This is the second game, right? I think the heroes are like maybe from the first game, I guess. I suppose you play as those in the first game. And the story goes like there's this dust invasion, right? That's what the first game is about, and the heroes save the day and save the world and blah blah. And apparently the computer is like simulating the world, is what you get to know. And the dust ate places, chunks of land basically, and that's why the world is all like convoluted and shit, and there's oceans where there were land before and whatnot. It's like there's a whole bunch of lore in there, like in the first 2 hours of the game. But it's really interesting. Like this game, you know, I don't have like nostalgia glasses, right? I don't give a shit about fucking nostalgia. But this game is really good. Like I was surprised. I was taken aback at how good this is. You know, you already told the story, so I'm not gonna just fucking repeat everything. It's probably pointless. Like as a game itself, like the story, the writing, I really enjoyed that part. Actually, like I actually read the dialogue for once because it was interesting, right? The characters very likable. The three kids and whatnot, like they're immediately just well established, and they each have their own personalities. And the intro lasts an entire hour. Actually, like I spent an entire hour just in the intro, which ends. I think it ended when you... Was it on the boat? Yeah, when you sail off on the boat.
Yeah, when you sail off.
That's where the intro ends. Like it's an entire hour, but it didn't feel like an intro at all. Like they just incorporated it fully into the story itself. All the little tutorials and whatnot, they just blend seamlessly into like the story, which is kind of rare for these RPG Maker games. As it was just overall really good. Like this is a type of quality game I would have played on a Game Boy back in the day, like besides of Lufia. Like I really like Luffy on the Game Boy. I think it's Luffy at 2 or 3. I don't fucking know. It's a Game Boy Color version. I think there's only one.
Don't have me
And this
lying.
gives me the same vibes. Like this is a really good storytelling game, and the gameplay is fairly simple, I guess. It's like classic RPG Maker, retro style combat system. It's not really special, I think, but you're not playing RPGs for the combat system for the most part, I think. Like most people probably are interested in like the good story.
The story,
and whatnot.
yeah.
Yeah, exploring and story. Like exploring is what it is. Like you find chests, you open chests, you find potions and Phoenix Downs and all the classic type stuff. So that's not the most interesting part, and the combat is not the most interesting either. I think it's serviceable, but it's also relatively quick. Like even the first boss, like you just slap him out of existence fairly quickly. Like it's fairly challenging. Like I got to a part where I had these rock enemies. I have no idea how you even beat those. So no idea. I even bought the gear in the first village. I bought everything, like, but those enemies, they deal a bunch of damage even still. Like it's fairly challenging, but it's not really complex. Like you got your attacks and you got your skills. It's not really much out of the ordinary.
I think the rock enemies, the poison kills them. You poison them and they get...
the poison dart works, but what I did instead, if you steal on them, you get these POW pebbles.
Yeah, that too.
And they almost one-shot these. So what I did is I just always stole the pebbles and then try to kill him with that.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, what do you mean 0 damage?
Exactly right. You do your super move on them, 0 damage. Like really?
What the fuck is that? Yeah, man. But no, the selling point in this game, like there's a lot of love in this game. I was really surprised. Like even the cutscenes, man, the cutscenes are fantastic. Like you have these parallax images and everything's moving, and the characters do these little emotions like you're used to. Like when you open a chest and it does this little arms up Zelda style move, you got an item and whatnot, and when they talk, they jump around and they have expressions, which is also really rare for RPG Maker games, of course, because we all using them default assets and they don't have anything like that. There's a lot of love to detail in this game. The music is great for its 8-bit style, which I mean, I'm not a big fan of the 8-bit stuff because I'm not into nostalgia kind of stuff. I just don't.
You miss it.
It's very fitting. Like it looks nice. It's pleasing to the eye. The music is fitting. They drop sick beats. So what can I say? It's just good. There's not much to hate here.
I'm telling you right now. I got at least 10 hours in. Like. I don't want to give too much of the game away, but I'm trying to tell you, playing RPG Maker games, I played a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, we know.
Right. But this one is just the
it's not an RPG Maker game. It's just a retro game. It's an indie game at that point.
Yeah, and just this. The quality is there, like the scenes itself, not even the intro, not even the cut scenes, like with the parallax movement and stuff, just the on-screen scene. Like they have the NPCs moving around, hopping back and forth. They're not just standing still talking to each other and stuff like that. Like the whole presentation until where I am. They even have those who like Chrono Trigger. Not sure you play Chrono Trigger, but
just a little bit.
There's a part in Chrono Trigger where you go on trial, and
yeah, I think I did that.
And whatever you do in the game, and and questions you do and statements you say affects your trial. You know, you get found guilty or not guilty. This game has a whole court scene. You could swear that you're playing Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney game. You know, cut scenes of interrogation and, you know, you questioning witnesses, like the whole 9 yards. Like, and you can get found guilty or not guilty. There's actually an achievement for getting found not guilty. Like, it's for a game that want to have its own identity outside of RPG Maker, you know, like the standard, like what we see every day. I think this developer did it correct. Like, I really can't find anything bad.
Overall, I think it's easier to make a proper retro game. I think that's easier than making like a not retro game. That makes sense. Because like with RPG Maker is pretty much built for that, right? Making like Final Fantasy 3 type games.
But not all
out of the box.
But not all retro games I played like this, well, like, you know, like this are fun.
Of course not. But what I mean is like it's from the technicalities, it's probably easier to pull off a good retro game than it is pulling off a not retro game.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Many of the RPG Maker features are already built around that game idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not to take away from this game, though. It's like just an observation, more or less, because this is still a very good game. Like I enjoyed playing that. I enjoyed reading the dialogue and everything. Like the intro where you snuck out the castle and whatnot, and then you fight your trainer and everything like that. It's like it's very classic, right? You fight him because he doesn't want to let you go because that's his job, right? So he fights you and you beat him. But of course you knew he's still holding back.
Yeah.
Right? There was no chance in hell that you would have ever beaten him in a real fight. So he was holding back and you knew it. That's a very classic situation. Like I've seen that a lot, but they pull it off nicely here. It fits the storytelling and everything. Like this game doesn't invent the wheel anew in any way, shape, or form. It's really just a classic thing that just does it well. Like there's nothing like out of the ordinary here, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a classic formula, and that's about it, right? There's no, I don't know, no unique combat system and whatnot. Nothing really where you go, oh my, I have never seen this before. Nothing in there, but yeah, it's a very
that's gonna be hard. Game. That's gonna be hard for I agree 100% on that. And the new fights, you haven't gotten there yet. It's gonna require strategy.
I mean, all turn-based games mostly do.
Yeah, it does. But
I'm just saying, like it's not straying away from the base formula.
It takes.
I guess that's like a little nitpick I kind of have.
It takes me to.
That's the same.
It takes me almost to how Amaran's boss fights were.
I don't know about Amaran's Legacy.
Man, you Amaran has some of the best boss fights.
I know you're a big fan of that, but
I played. Like, I think Right Thing did a great job designing those fights, and not saying all fights in this game, but some of the fight is gonna like.
I mean,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, man, how the heck am I gonna beat this boss? Like, what is going on? But the story, the story is great. Like the antagonist, you know, the glitch guy, you know,
the story is fantastic. Like it's a really cool story idea, and it's well executed too. Like the writing is great. Like it's not too long, it's not too wordy and whatnot. It's like right on point.
Yeah, and I kind of felt the way the developer written the story about the antagonist. I literally and generally felt sorry for.
I don't know about that. I haven't gotten that far.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I literally had some. I literally felt sorry for the antagonist. You know, I to the point where keep doing what you're doing. I agree with what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know how you say you got to make the player care about certain characters or certain NPCs.
Yeah.
This developer
gotta do that.
This developer definitely made me care about the NPCs, especially the antagonist. I really don't care about the antagonist. You know what I'm saying? He's the bad guy. He got to go down. They got to be vanquished. But the way it was written and put into the story, where you're worthless, you have no place at all, no one will give you a chance, which drove you
like
to
two types of antagonists, really. Like you got the evil guys that are just evil because, right?
They're broken.
And then you got the antagonists that are like relatable, and they have an actual backstory, and they kind of vibe with you, so you low-key agree with what they do. But it's like, there's these two types of antagonists, like the evil guys that are just evil because they're evil, and then there's the antagonists that are doing evil things because for actual reasons.
See, there's three categories we could put these guys in: pure evil, or just evil, broken, or influenced. You know, if you're pure evil, you're pure evil. You're born to do destruction. That's what you're born to do. If you're influenced, you're pushed to do bad.
Yeah, but those are like almost in every RPG game, right? The influenced guys are, but they're never really the final evil. They're just puppets all the time. Right?
Yeah,
they're like a late game boss, and then it's revealed, oh my god, I was just a puppet. Like those exist in pretty much almost any RPG.
Yeah, there's somebody else that's bigger and badder, and will whoop your tail at any moment or any situation, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. The influenced guys are never really the end boss. So I don't think that these count, because those are just goons at the end of the day.
Yeah. So we can both agree that the game, the main selling point of this game is the retro look and the inviting story.
It's the retro aesthetics for guys like yourself who like it, who like the nostalgia kick. And the storytelling, it's a nice story, and it's well told. So these are definitely the game's strong points. I also like the music. Like the choice of music was very fitting, and it's like most of the time it's like this. Is to me it's like feel good music, right? It's nice upbeat music, which is really inviting to just like run around the map.
Yeah.
And they also have attention to detail. Again, they have a separate animation for running, which also looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
The only gripe I had is like the character sprite is made a little bit dirty. You can see it if you take a closer look. Like there's hair colored pixels like outside of the outline of the character. Like that was a little bit shoddy. You can see it at some points, which was a little bit weird to look at, but most of the other sprites seem fine. I don't know what happened with that. But aside from that, like it's just really well put together.
Could be
Like
your German.
Everything is custom. Like the animations are so good. The hits are really impactful. Like they have the screen shake and the right heavy hitting sound effects on top of that. I see many RPG Maker games fail at that, right? They have all these flashy action sequences and whatnot, but they fail to deliver the hit. Like they have like a screen shake of 3 for like 2 frames, and then they have a super weak impact hit. And it just doesn't feel nice, right? It looks nice, but the impact is missing.
Yeah.
Like not many people pull that off, right? I feel like, and this game does. Like the hits in this game, especially when you do the Omega moves and whatnot, they feel really good. Yeah, I don't know, man.
The Omega's really good.
Everything is very well put together in this game. Like I can't even hate on it, which is rare. But yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I was like, that's why I was like, man, I can't wait to see what Harlequin thinks about this game. But I mean,
I'm glad that I don't care about the nostalgia part, because I prefer to not have my views skewed towards it. Right? I want to judge the game for what it is, and not because it looks like some old game I played as a kid, right? I don't want to do that. I want to judge the game for what it is. Now, yeah, it's really good. Like it's retro aesthetics, but they fit, right? They're all custom made. They're not some thrown together retro looking shit that doesn't match together. Like everything looks nice. It's appealing to the eye. The enemy sprites look nice. They match the on-map sprites. Like everything is kind of custom here.
Yeah. Now, what about... See, I'm going to use Padre for example. And how he feels about Moonfell. You know, Moonfell is a Mughals game. And it's made with the same, 8-bit graphics.
Yep.
It looks good.
Yep.
Like Moonfell looks good. Like the maps. It's something about that 8-bit, and I'm starting to agree with you that the 8-bit tile set looks so much better, and you could probably make a better game going that route in a way.
It's easier.
So
it's easier,
it makes
you need less plugins probably, because the base functionality of the RPG Maker is already geared towards that style of game.
Do you think that we really don't see a lot of games like this?
I mean, there are a lot of games like this, but they're not pulling it off correctly.
And the person just get tired of seeing the RTP tile set and the FSMs, where they play a game like this. It just looks more appeasing and not repetitive like
I don't know
the other games.
Like, as a developer myself, I hate the RTP. I think it looks too generic. Like it doesn't. I don't think it looks nice even, but it's also too generic. Like it doesn't really set a tone, other than, I don't know, like generic fantasy, I guess. Like I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of character. It's just very standard generic fantasy, which is okay for default assets. Like you can use it as placeholders and whatnot, or if you make a free game, whatever. But like as commercial, I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
And I can't judge if people, like some people surely have seen too much RTP and are like, nah, I'm not gonna play these RPG Maker games anymore. Of course, there gonna be such people, but there is plenty of retro style games that use like the available retro tile sets too. But they're not pulling it off like this game does, or like Mughals game do. Mughals games are all asset packs. Right? They're premium retro asset packs. I've seen them before, but they're not pulling it off like Mughal does.
Yeah.
I don't play retro games because I don't need to. I don't have this nostalgia kick, so I don't play retro games. But I play Soul Survivor because Soul Survivor plays fucking great.
Yeah.
It looks nice and the music is amazing, so I'm playing that because the gameplay is cool. And this is the same thing here. Like it plays nice, it looks nice, the music is nice, and the story is great. So I'm gonna play that.
But I think Soul Survivor is more up your alley in terms of gameplay.
Yeah. Soul Survivor is more up my alley than like a regular RPG. That's true. I'm not really a big story guy. Like a story has to be really captivating for me to care. So I tend to play games where the storytelling is more on the light side and it doesn't really matter. It's just there as a setup for the gameplay is what I'm going for mostly. That's why I like Souls games, right? Souls games have a deep story and lore, but it doesn't matter. If you don't care, you don't care. Just kill more bosses. It's cool.
Yeah,
so I tend to play those games more than like story-heavy games because story is so hard to pull off, right?
Nobody's messing with the lores of Souls games. Nobody's doing that. Cause I'm a Dark Souls fan myself, and
I've watched hundreds of hours of like Dark Souls lore videos.
That's the only way you're really going to figure it out because
of course.
Because you got to read every text, talk to every NPC. Then the good thing the other thing about it, with the open worldness of the Souls game, you could pretty much go in any order in most of them. In those videos, they'll tell you like who's the bottom and who's on top. Who's under who's in charge of what and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, man, I just want to go around, attack, fight, get items, and that's it. I don't really care about the story.
Exactly. But that's fine though. It still works. It's still just as fun, right? Yeah. And that's why I like these types of games, because the story is there if I wanted to, or if I want to watch YouTube videos about it, but it's not spoon-fed to me.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, pulling off a story nicely is hard as fuck.
Very hard.
Getting your player interested in your characters and the lore of the world and whatnot is hard.
Yeah.
Right? So most of the time people don't pull it off right. So I'm not interested. So after 30 minutes, I'm just going to put the game down because I don't give a shit. And the combat system is boring already. So what am I going to do with this? So yeah, that's how it goes for most games. Like mediocre story on top of a mediocre gameplay loop is just a mediocre game, and I'm not into mediocre games. What can I say? Right? But this game does it nicely. It's like interesting from the start.
So
like the game starts out in the desert scene, and it captures your attention from the get-go with the nice cut-ins, right? With the parallax effects and whatnot. So that looks interesting. So you start running, and all of a sudden they put all these custom animations in. When it's like the skeletons come to life, right? It's not just they don't just appear like in most other RPG Maker games where they just pop in. No, they stand up from the ground, which looks nice. And then you fight it, and it's a fairly standard combat system, but it's interesting enough, so you keep going. And then you explore this desert, and now you have these huge fucking swirling sand pits and whatnot, and then they keep you captivated with like little extra things like pushing down these pillars to cross the sand and whatnot. And then the the ruins inside of the desert wall, and then the story of starts, right? And they do it by having really likable characters, right? Charlie is a really likable character.
Yeah.
He's like the mischievous brat, right? So I can kind of relate to him a bit, because like I don't know how to even describe it. Like he's up to no good most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, he's stealing shit and he's getting into trouble at every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then his friend, this girl, she's more like she knows it all better, right?
She's the goody too, yeah.
She's smart and whatnot, and she tries to keep him in check more or less, like keeping him to behave. And then you got the two smaller brats, which look up to Charlie, from what I feel like, as like the big brother, right? They think he's cool, and when he's trying to sneak out the castle, they immediately jump in to help him with his plan. So I think the two smaller friends are like they look up to Charlie. They think of him as like their big cool brother, right? and they establish that within a couple of minutes of the game, and it's just great. It's like they pull it off really well. You just instantly care about these characters, so you keep going, even though there's no combat in there. There's just a tutorial, and you're running around in a pretty small fucking castle, so there's not too much to explore either.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting because you care about these characters. You want to know more about these characters now. And then the thing happens, which is they put the heroes of the old days in quotation marks inside the new game, so you actually get to meet these world-saving heroes. The people actually still know about them. They're not just legend. They are still alive.
And
that's rare too.
And you know what the craziest thing? I'm looking at the first game, and you know the three heroes are the main characters in that game. It feels like I know these characters already in this game without having to play the first game.
Yeah, I mean they got introduced.
They made it. They made it short and sweet. Who they defeated and what was the purpose.
They had a little intro, what happened, and it's just 2 years ago. Even like the whole dust thing. It's just 2 years in the past.
Yeah,
which is already interesting too. Like usually, when it's like there was evil and now there's new heroes, like that type of situation is not new.
Yeah,
but it's usually these old heroes are like millennia in the past, right? It's like legends.
Yeah, like 1,000 years ago.
This game is like 2 years ago. These people are still alive. So Charlie is like, oh my god, this thief hero is like their mentor and whatnot. They want to be like them, and that's why when he eavesdropped in on them, was like, oh my god, there's the warrior hero is missing, and even the thief hero is so worried that it's gotta be dangerous for her to just venture out and find him on herself. So Charlie wants to join her because whatever happened in the past, I guess the thief hero made kind of a agreement with the queen or something like that.
There's a huge twist on that. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there's a huge twist on that and how people feel about them too. You know, not everybody is viewing everybody as, like the savior of the universe. You know, there is some.
I mean that has to be there. Like there's always, in like any decent RPG, there's always like this twist where the heroes are not just the good guys, right? They did mention it. They made a hint in the intro, like where the queen says like, the thief hero wants a boat to find the warrior, right? So the queen mentions like it's the least she could do to make like up for past mistakes. So there had to have happened something right? Where they made some kind of huge mistakes in the back, in the past or whatnot. So I'm pretty sure it's not black and white. Like the heroes are probably not like these messiahs that save the world. Like there's probably gonna be some twist about it, no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's, aside from a few very minor nitpicks, I have nothing bad to say here. The game crashed once on me for some reason. I don't fucking know what happened, but I was in a cutscene on the boat where the thief hero was like, "What the fuck you doing here?" And then the game just turned black and my Discord closed for some reason. I have no idea what happened there.
That's on you, my guy. My computer.
I don't know, man. I restarted the game and then it worked, so I don't know what the fuck happened there.
My American-made computer can handle this game without crashes.
And whatnot. I found like I think I found a single like a tile issue or something. I can't even remember. Like it's really just minor two things. Everything else is just really proper RPG game, high quality shit.
Yeah, I found a couple.
It's absolutely worth the asking price too.
Yeah, I found a couple. Misspell, grammar issue, but
I haven't seen a misspell. But on the boat, she says like, what was it, Alec?
Alec.
Yeah, smart Alec.
Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that? What does it even mean?
Smart Alec means that you think you know everything.
Yeah, that's what Padre.
Smart Alec.
It's a UK term for arrogant know-it-all types, right? And that's not a good word to put there.
It's named after a person. It was after a person. I see what you mean. Don't use colloquial jargon.
Yeah, don't use such cultural shit, because as a German, I don't know what the fucking Alec is.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna overread it. Like I'm gonna put it as a typo. I was like, huh? But my character's name is Charlie.
I actually thought it was from the dude from Jeopardy. That's what I always like growing up.
Have no idea,
like
right?
Alex Trebek. Alec, like you're a smart Alec from like Alex Trebek. From Jeopardy. Cause he the Jeopardy. Y'all don't have Jeopardy in Germany?
I don't know if you have that.
It's the game show where you just answer trivia and you gotta be really smart to even go up there.
I don't think we have that.
You gotta have at least an IQ of 160.
I don't know, man. I don't watch TV.
You gotta watch TV, my guy. You don't watch the news or nothing?
Nah, why would I watch that?
Wow.
It's just gonna get me depressed. Why would I watch that? Oh man, but yeah, like cultural like references and words like that is not the best idea to put in your games.
I agree.
Because a lot of people are just not gonna recognize what it means,
and it doesn't make any sense either. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to them, and so they're just gonna read over it and like, huh, and that's it. So
yeah, like
I don't know. It's not the best idea, but it's not really a deal breaker either.
Yeah, like I play games like when they say, yo mama or bruh, or they say like bruh. Like everybody's saying bruh. So
man, I hate that when the young people do that.
My kids,
shut the fuck up, man.
My kids was like, they was on their tablets, you know what I'm saying, and my oldest was like, bruh, come on, bruh. My wife was like, what did you say? You need to stop using that.
Your ass.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Like everybody said, bruh, or you're weird. That's weird. And I don't. It's like generation talk. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Back then we talked certain ways. Back then, like back in the 70s, they was calling each other jive turkeys. You heard of that phrase? No. Like you've been called a jive turkey. Somebody call you a jive turkey. That's not a good thing, you know. That's like calling you a bum, like you're a worthless bum, or you know what I mean. They call you a jive turkey. And I heard my aunts my aunts and my uncles, well, not really my uncles, but my aunts used to say that a lot, jive turkeys. And I'm like, what is a jive turkey? A jive is like cool, and a turkey, like the chicken, but it's actually a insult. So if I play an RPG Maker game with jive turkey, then I'm uninstalling it like ASAP.
Yeah, but see, you know what that means. If I see that in a game,
Yeah, you're not gonna know.
I don't even gonna know what the fuck that even means, right? So I'm just gonna read over it and be like, huh? So yeah, it's yeah. As I said, it's not the best idea to put it there, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not a deal breaker either.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if he was speaking, different translation, he probably would have used a translated, word for that, because I didn't think that was from a European, but it actually was from a guy named Alec Hogue. I believe that was his name, Alec Hogue. He was actually a pimp. He was a pimp back in the 1800s, and he always used to
This guy going all the way to Google.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Alec?
No. I knew where it came from, because I knew. Actually, I thought it was from Alex Trebek, but I looked it up like a few years ago and saw it was from that guy. From the 1800s, and black people don't really say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna lie. Black folks don't really say like smart Alex.
I've never heard anybody say that.
Oh, my teacher used to say that all the time, bro. Like in school.
Yeah, but you're English speaking people.
Yeah.
In Germany, we don't say Alec.
We
have our own word for these kinds of people, right? We call them besserwissers, like, which is pretty much a know-it-all. But we don't say Alec. We would say a know-it-all.
Yeah.
So, and everybody understands what a know-it-all is, right? That's a non-cultural thing. Yeah, or a smart ass. Like, even I would know what that means. Right? But an Alec, never heard that.
But I don't think you should need to put that in the game either, Padre. Smart ass. You don't need to say that in the game either, because that's slang. That's slang. You know what I mean?
Slang, and I mean, I'm not adversary to that, really. If you don't overdo it, like if you have a character that's just like that, so be it.
Right?
But why not?
I don't think you need to put any curse words in a RPG game, because
I mean, you don't have to, but it's
but if you think about it, smart Alec versus a smart A, it's the same thing. If you think about it,
and I would have understood what a smart ass is, but I have no idea what a smart Alec is.
Yeah, but most English speakers do.
I don't think so.
You're a semi-English speaker. You speak like I'm not even gonna lie. Your English is great. It's awesome. It's like better than some English speakers that I do know. It's even better than my own. You know what I'm saying? But your certain words give you away.
I mean, yeah, of course, and I'm not aware of many of the cultural things either.
Like your V's are W's.
Not my V's on a W.
Yes, they are, brother. Yes. So if you listen to yourself talk, your W's are like V's. I mean, if you listen to yourself,
my W's are what?
Like you say what? Sometimes you say like bot.
Nah.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, bro. Yes, you do, my brother. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It might sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay. Like that's your accent. You know what I mean? But you still, but you still like your words, your words, your vocabulary are better than some of the English speakers that I know personally.
Of course.
You know,
I mean, it's no different for us Germans. Like, there's probably plenty of fucking people who can't speak German properly, even though they were born here. But it is what it is.
Yeah, like with some Europeans, how they pronounce HP. I be laughing my tail off the way they say HP. They be like HP.
HP? What?
Yeah, it's like their pronunciation is different than how we say it over here.
Yeah, of course.
Like I mean, they got
still HP. How do you put HP there?
They got more emphasis on the H than the normal. I'm telling you, listen. Even Padre, when he say HP, he be like HP. Like he say HAY like HP. You know, he put he put emphasis on it. You gotta listen to him talk. Like it'd be funny. Him, what's that girl named? Rude Works, Chips. She does it. You know, other people. Yeah, like people from over there, like the Europeans, they be pronouncing stuff all messed up. They be so nice, and Heroic does it too, you know, cause she over there. They be so nice sounding when they're upset. You can't even tell they're upset, cause they be sounding so nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, okay, are you supposed to be upset or something? Are you angry right now? But you sound so nice right now.
It's different for me. Like I always sound upset, man. You can't tell if I'm not upset.
Yeah. You could like see. I could tell the difference with you, but like native English speakers, nah, y'all too giddy for me. Y'all too giddy.
Oh man.
But I mean, that's sometimes when it comes to like game writing, like writing a story, people write how they talk. And they'll write their characters like that too, like how they actually sound. So every character is starting to sound and mimic like they are counterparts of each other.
Speaking of that, like this game actually has a bunch of this stuff. I think it's mostly the girl doing it, but Charlie does it too, where it's like they shorten the words. Where it's just like the apostrophe and the N, like they don't spell out and, it's just apostrophe N, right? Or when they shorten all these words, like they're swallowing the letters.
Mm-hmm.
They do it a lot here. Like Charlie and the girl does it the most.
It's like give them an accent, right?
Yeah, it's like giving them an accent. But that could also be a problem. Like, I know how to read it. I know what these words mean because my English is pretty good. Someone who is not as good, they probably don't know what it means when they say "supposed" without a U. It's not supposed, it's supposed. Like, what does that even mean to
like
someone
supposed,
who's like, not as good?
Like you supposed to do it.
Exactly, that's how they spell it out, right? That's how they written it with the apostrophe.
Yeah, that's how country folks talk.
Exactly, like I know what that means. I know how it's supposed to sound like in my head because my English is good. But what if you only have like a base understanding of English?
That's on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a thing.
It's an English game, my guy. What do you expect?
It's an English game, not a country English.
So
game.
if you're speaking Japanese as your native language, that understands some English, you understand the basic English. That's not my problem.
But it is because it's
it's not. Because if I wanted a Japanese person to truly understand it, I would have had it translated to Japanese.
No, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
Chat,
no, no.
chat,
No,
chat.
you
Help
can't
me.
fucking translate your game into every possible fucking language, man. That's
Oh my
nah.
gosh. I'm
Like,
just
it's not a deal breaker, but it could be
all right. Check
a
this out.
potential problem.
Check this out.
for
Check this out. Check this out, though. Check this out. You're a German speaker, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed on the Discord you want to translate your game. Like, it wasn't you, or I think it was Cychronic. It was somebody who wanted to.
I asked Psychronic because he's got that translation plugin shit going.
So there's certain phrases that's in the English language may not have a German translation, right?
Nah.
So
Our language is better. We have all the words.
So certain languages there you got it. It's not a clear translation between one language to the next language. So when you translate it, you got to make sure it makes sense in that language you translate into.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's mostly
It's not
like
different. It's not different
is.
because if I speak some German, right? And let's say you put a German phrase in there that you can't translate literally. I may not understand it.
Yeah, it's
right?
the same for jokes, like a cultural joke, which is like for Germans to understand. Like if I make a German-based joke, you're not gonna understand it if I translated it literally. Yeah, but that's different. Like giving normal English words a country accent is different from having a cultural reference that's not translatable into another language. There's a difference.
So now
it's like you're butchering actual words, right? And it's not a big deal. Like it could be a problem for someone who's not as decent as English. Like there could be a moment where it's like, what's that word? Suppose? What's that? What that mean? It could be. I mean, it's probably not a problem. Like it wasn't too advanced, but it is still a point which you more or less have to consider as a developer, because you're still losing customers potentially over this.
But if you're trying to give your player, your character a unique trait, like an accent, like a deep accent.
Yeah,
even Mario RPG does it. Super Mario RPG, even the AAA, they does it. They do it the same. You know what I'm saying? They give their player some type of accents or New York accent where they can't pronounce certain words, or they got to twist a certain word. I think that's fine.
Yeah, it is mostly fine. Of course. As I said, it just could be for some people be a problem.
Yeah, I understand. It could be for some people.
The way you can get around this is make sure that the rest of the text, right? There's still context. Like if you put this accent, there's still the rest of the text where it can pull off the context of the word, what it could mean, right? So if you write it correctly, I can still discern the meaning of that whatever dialect word that is from the context of the rest of the text, right? But sometimes, or most of the time, especially with RPG Maker developers, they don't. They just put some garbage there, some mamma jam, as nobody knows how to read that shit, and the player can't see it from the context either. As Padre said, like Dutch had a lot of problems with Trailblazer because there's a lot of this cowboy slang in there that nobody even knows what that even means, except you hail from Texas or some shit.
Which is okay.
It's not the worst thing, but
the context clues, just like you said, the context clues would make you would make you understand what is being said. It's like it's like let's say you got this thing in German. I understand a little bit of German. I can only make three words out of the 6 words that you spell. But I already understand. I could make out what you're trying to say in that sentence because I understand at least 3 words to give me enough information to give it.
And that's my point. Like, you have to put that context there.
Yeah.
Consciously, like in your writing, you gotta make sure that whatever is 100% understandable gives enough context for the words you slanged to be still understood.
And you don't think the developer gave enough clues when they say pose to?
They're doing it fine here.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying I didn't understand it. Like, I mean, I know these words anyway because my English is good enough. I'm just saying my point is when you give these characters slang, you can't overdo it. You still need enough proper words so anyone who doesn't know the slang can still clue it together.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right? They're doing it fine here. It's just a couple of words, like as I said, like exposed and stuff like that is very minor, but you can still hear it. But many people in these RPG Maker games overdo it, and every second word is like a slang, and I have no idea what the fuck they're saying because I'm not from Texas.
Not everybody has like a degree in, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jeff has a degree in that, in like English, something like that. He's like an English major or something, so he knows
majored in everything, man.
Yeah, he knows how to write a good. Come on, the guys on Discord and saying that, okay, this is this character dialogue, this is a infatuation, exclamation, something, a word I never heard of character. Like, I mean, bro, like
Jeff has so many majors. Most of the time, I don't even know what he's saying.
You can't even do a live.
He's using so many big fucking words. I don't even know what he's saying most of the time.
You can't even do a live stream, and the part of your live stream is writing. You bet if he's in the chat, you better not even work on that. You need to work on that offline and be like, whatever. But it's an art to that. It's an art to that, and some people know how to make a good story. Some people just don't. But some people just go and write their characters the way how they talk, you know. Yeah, and I think, matter of fact, I think it was Padre who did an interview on Jeff, and you know
we did too.
He did like a long interview, but Padre got rid of it for some reason, and he explained the idea that he got, you know, for Trailblazer and how, you know, he written the story, and he went into a whole backstory on how he did it, and it's genius. You gotta call the guy a freaking genius. So some people have that gift to write a great story, and just like you say, a lot of RPG Maker developers, you know, they just write and throw all this slang in and not consider the audience, their potential audience. Like, is my potential audience going to understand every word that I'm typing and every word that my character? So
I try to, and for my characters, I try to keep it as proper English most of the time. I just do like the most basic words, like I say can't and stuff like that. Like, that's pretty normal, right? People get that taught in school, that you can shorten cannot down to can't and stuff like that. I use that, but I'm trying not to use a lot of slang.
Yeah,
because I want everybody to be able to understand what the characters are saying.
Yeah,
like, even if they just know like regular English.
Yeah, and slang is cool to some people. You know, once you Like you talk slang, you're part of the boys. That's why a lot of stuff. That's why like not I ain't gonna lie. When people learn how to speak another language, they want to know the bad words. They want to know the slang words. They want to know how to. Started. They want to know how to talk to the girls and stuff like that. You know, that's what they want to learn. So. Yeah, like I mean, I can't really take away from this game story. It is really good though. It is really good.
Yeah, it's just as I said, like these are minor, like really nitpicky things.
Yeah,
which I don't know. It's just a little mention. Like I don't think they overdo the slang here. I think it's fine. As I said, I found like I had one crash and I found like I don't know a tile issue or whatnot. It's like really, really not a lot. And the rest of the game is just that good. Like there's nothing bad to say. The music fits, the maps fit, the maps are nice, the tile sets look nice, the character sprites look nice. It's like there's not really anything bad to say.
Now let me ask you a question, and I might be done with the slang thing. When people say wanna,
yeah, I know that.
That's slang, right?
That's slang, yeah.
But why do people say that? Put that in their game?
Yeah, but wanna is like very commonly used.
It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
It matters because you encounter as a non-native English speaker. I encounter wanna a lot. Like when people chatting and whatnot, they use wanna. I wanna do this. I wanna do that. So. It's so common that at one point I just looked it up, or I asked what does it mean because it got used so much. But if it's like a not as commonly used slang, I've not encountered it anywhere, so I don't even know it exists. So when a game puts it in there and I've never seen it before, how am I supposed to know what that means? So if you use these common slangs that are like really fucking common, most people are gonna know it.
Okay.
Like I just said, gonna, right? I'm not saying going to. Gonna know it. Like that's so common that everybody and their mama heard it before.
But would you put it in your game?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I've not done it so far, but. Yeah, I could make a character like an NPC that's like talking like that. Sure, why not? It's like very common. Wanna.
I see what you mean though. Like versus pose and wanna. You know, it's common sense to know what Ghana and wanna means.
Yeah, it's so commonly used. Like especially if you have any kind of online presence anywhere and have talked to an English speaking person or been in an English chat before, you've seen wanna before.
Yeah.
Right, but the less commonly used slangs, you're not gonna see that as like a non-native person. So if you put that in your game, people that are not from your region or wherever that slang is from, they're not gonna know it.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about like the graphics, like the dungeons and the exploration that this game offers to the player.
Exploration was fairly boring, to be honest.
What? Are you serious?
Of course. It's not really the main point of the game for me.
Wow.
It's standard retro game fare. Like you run around and at every other turn there's like a chest with a fucking potion in there. Like hooray. Who cares? Like by the time I reached the first town I had like 15 potions. Like what am I gonna do with all that?
He said hooray. It's a potion in there.
There's a whole fucking chest for a single potion in there. Like what the fuck? Who the fuck put that there?
You run all the way. You run all the way to fight 10 different battles for that chest, and it's just one potion.
I used up like 5 potions for the 20 enemies I killed. I solved 15 puzzles to get to that chest. I pushed 10 barrels into the sewers to jump over to that chest to find one single fucking potion. It's like, how is that? Nah, I mean, that's how retro RPGs work, man. But nah, it's not for me, man. I don't give a shit about these potions.
Man, I actually thought the exploration was pretty good. Like, it's a lot of side.
It's okay because it's short.
Once you get to the world map, like once you have free roam, it's a lot of other places to explore too. You know,
I don't give a shit about those, man. Not at all.
I love those, bro. I love those where you could like take a break from the main story and do some side.
As soon as I got to the world map, man, I had straight for the desert.
You ain't go off the path.
I didn't go anywhere.
You actually find useful items like elemental weapons and augments and stuff like that. What do you mean?
Man, the game has
any
taught
edge,
me.
Any edge to win.
I don't need no edge, man. Game's easy already. I don't need no edge.
Wow.
But the game has taught me, right? You do the first dungeon, which is the sewers. And you run around in the sewers, and exploration is okay because it's short. Like, you don't have to run across 15 maps to get to the fucking chest, right? Okay. It's short. And all I got from the chests were like Phoenix Downs and potions. So that's what I expect from exploration.
And Phoenix Down costs $300. Phoenix Down costs $300. You save $300.
Yeah, what am I saving up for?
To revive in case you die.
But what I'm saving the money for?
For weapons and items, armor.
I went into the first town, the fucking Driftwood, and I had like 1.5k monies.
Mm-hmm.
What am I saving money for? I bought everything. I bought every single piece of gear I could buy for my two characters. I bought fucking AP potions or whatever they called. I don't give a shit.
You're going to need the money, brother. You're going to need the money. You're going to need it. Yes, you are.
I'm just gonna need to get a little good, and everything's fine, man. I'm gonna spend all that bread. Don't care. I don't know, man. Exploration is not for me. Like, I don't give a shit.
It's good. I like it. Story, I like it. You could look at ruins and explore ruins and find good items and fight different enemies. You can, do side quests. You could get like this one town. You walk into the town unexpectedly. You talk to this one NPC and boom, you're on a side mission. Then you get rewarded and it's another boss fight. It's a secret boss fight. It's an achievement that's easily missable.
Yeah, don't care.
I like stuff like that.
Nah, don't care whatsoever.
Why?
I don't care, man. This game is carried by the
story. You just want to play the main story and not enjoy the filler content.
I don't need no
that gives this game the 40 hours that it's boasting on.
I don't need no fluff and no filler content. Nah.
So your game not going to have any filler content?
Oh, it sure does. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Okay.
It's like achievements. I don't give a shit about achievement. I'm still gonna put achievements in the game
because that's what the people like, right?
Exactly. That's what the people like. I don't have to personally like it. I'm still gonna put it in the game,
and
because others like it,
and you'll be hated upon more. People already don't like you, but you'll be hated upon more if you don't have the achievement. And that's why I'm mad at Windrider. I'm mad at Windrider right now because I played this game to completion, and now this Joker want to add achievements today.
No, man, achievements are so easy to add, man. When you told me you want achievements, I just put it there. That's like the easiest thing to do.
And the reason why I said, people will buy games based on achievements. So if your game don't have achievements, people is not gonna play that game because some people like achievements, they like getting trophies, even though they.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. I mean, if adding achievements was like really a lot of work, I wouldn't have done it, right? Because I personally don't give a shit about achievements, but achievements are so easy to add that I just went, fuck it, I'm gonna add it because other people like it. I'm having side quests because other people like it, right? I'm trying to do side quests with like mini games and whatnot because I like mini games. But I'm not gonna do if I'm playing a story heavy game like this one where I want to know what's happening in the story. I don't want to give a shit about side content. I want to know what happens next. Like all this extra side content, I don't care. Like it's not gonna do anything for me. I don't need the elemental weapon to beat the next boss because I can beat it anyway. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
Okay.
It's like if you want me to do side content, you need to give me a really good reason to do so.
And I just gave you one.
Which one would that be?
Get stronger.
I can get stronger equipment in the next town and just buy it.
No, not this kind of equipment.
Or just find it in the next dungeon.
You ain't gonna find this. You ain't gonna find these equipment going in.
But I don't need to though.
And you're right. You made
with a fucking stick. Why would I go out of my way to get this elemental weapon? I don't need it.
See, this guy always finds something in every game.
Look, exploration in, like, let's say Elden Ring, for example. I've explored fucking everything in Elden Ring.
Okay.
Because, like, the weapons, they don't make a difference. You can beat the game with the short sword if you wanted to. But there's no straight up better weapon than the other one, right? It's not an immediate upgrade. It's just a different moveset most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it interesting because now I can use different moves.
Yeah, different moveset.
Yeah. And whatnot.
Yeah.
A straight up better weapon with better stats is not appealing to me.
Yeah.
Because it's just better stats.
Yeah, it seems like when you play these type of games, you always keep the starting weapon for so long anyway.
Yeah,
like your starting weapon and your starting gear is always you gonna at least keep that for a while before you find something.
You can beat Souls games at level 1 with a fucking stick.
Yeah,
if you wanted to. Like it's not really worse than any other weapon. So it's more of a sideways progression and not a upwards progression. I'm not interested in a weapon that gives me more attack if I have to do a side quest for it, because it doesn't matter, because your game has to be balanced around the main story anyway. Your game has to be beatable with only doing main quests, otherwise it's not balanced, right? Because side content is optional. If side content is not optional, it's not side content, right? So I can beat your boss with my weapon already by default. So why would I go out of my way to get a better weapon?
You're overcomplicating things.
Nah, I'm not I'm keeping it simple here.
Because you're simple gaming, of course.
Exactly. Any RPG has to be balanced around the main story, right?
Yeah.
It has to.
I agree.
You have to be able to beat the main game with just main game content. So in your mind, side quests are useless. Exactly. It doesn't do anything for me. It's just more efficient, maybe. I don't know. If I can beat your boss like with the weapon I get from the main story, right? I'll be able to beat the next boss because that's how it's balanced. So doing that side quest costs me extra time doing something I'm not really interested in because I want to see what happens next in the story. So what is my reward for going out of my way to do a side thing which I don't really care about?
You might get extra lore.
I don't care about the lore.
Character. You might unlock a skill.
Yeah, but,
you know,
but
you
all
might
that doesn't matter. I'm only interested in the story. Like, what happens to these characters? I want to know about that. What happens? What's up with all the computer kind of shit and whatnot? What's happening next? What is this glitch guy? What's gonna happen? Where's the next plot twist and whatnot? I want to know about that. That's what I care about.
Yes.
I don't give a shit about any kind of fucking NPC in some kind of village that needs them.
That's what I want. But the reward of getting those items.
Yeah, but it's not rewarding for me because I can already beat the next boss.
It's not all about you, sir.
Yeah, and that's why you can do it and I cannot.
Padre said,
the good thing about it.
Padre said, SG spitting facts. Side quests are to make the game easier, but the game should be beatable while ever touching them. That's why I watch 90% of and do all 90% of side quests, says Padre 81.
Of side quests. Yeah. Side quests make the game easier because you're getting all these better weapons and whatnot. So
but you're getting lore, you're getting backstory. You know,
backstory of what?
You're getting immersed in the game and all that good stuff. You're exploring. You're going off the path, not having to fall. You got freedom. You know, you could take a. You don't care about that?
No, I want to see what happens next, man. It's like watching a movie. I want to see what's happening. I want to see what's going on. I don't care about no side content that's some kind of idiot that needs their wedding ring back or whatnot. I don't give a shit.
Oh, you ain't give the guy his wedding ring back?
I did.
Okay.
But it wasn't a side quest. It was literally on the main quest path.
Yeah, so he could tell you the secret, right? To where the hideout.
You had to talk to him anyway, exactly, like, to find out where the hideout is. And in the hideout was the ring. So I went past it anyway, right? So I gave him the ring. But if I had to go out of my way to find this ring, but I could also progress in the main story, I would have skipped the ring because I don't give a shit. I only gave him the ring back because I had it anyway. It was no extra work to do that.
Oh man, John Erico says, feels weird to see someone say, I want to play the game, but I don't want to play the game to have to play the game. Then Padre said, I always find it weird when you're trying to save the world, but have to get like 5 bananas for the local shopkeeper. Yeah, well, you gotta have your fetch quests, man. I mean, it's not an RPG without a fetch quest.
No, it doesn't. It's not as bad in this game. Like, you're looking for a missing person, so it's still kind of urgent, but also it's not like Skyrim levels of urgent, like where there's literally a fucking dragon about to destroy the world, and you're going around gathering fucking herbs and whatnot.
You gotta get herbs so you can.
I hate it when the games do that. You gotta set up your story urgent if you want your player to explore.
That's you have to somewhat introduce certain mechanics and scenarios in games, either with fetch quests, because most fetch quests and gathering herbs could introduce a crafting mechanic.
Yeah, then don't start your story at the urgent part.
Side quests, you know, you urging your player to explore for better equipment that other than what you get from standard shops.
Well, that's bad design.
How's that bad design?
Ifty also said it's like Baldur's Gate 3. You start the game out with the fucking brain worm, and at every turn the characters tell you have to urgently get rid of it, which is counterproductive to what you're doing in the game.
Hold on, you got a brain worm in Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, you get infected right at the start of the game.
Man, I'm not playing that game just because it's a brain worm. That ruined it for me. See, this is why I don't like to talk about other games like that I want to play but never play because guys like Cola Coco spoil everything, spoil it.
Man,
Now I don't want to play it.
That was spoiled by the company itself, I think. Like the fucking trailer had it.
I don't watch trailers.
Man, that's a you problem.
I don't watch trailers because I don't watch no trailers, or I don't watch any reviews of games that I want to play.
Let's just fucking go with Skyrim. You're pretty sure you play that shit.
I got the platinum. I have the platinum trophy.
Skyrim is so fucking old, you can't complain about spoilers anymore. So the way it starts out in Skyrim is you see the fucking end boss in the start of the game.
Yeah.
Right? So it's urgent. Like, the story pushes you to be quick about it, right? Quickly go to the fucking Greybeards and annihilate the fucking dragons. Right? That's how they set it up. It's urgent. Like, Alduin is about to destroy the fucking world. And then they go and say, like, oh my god, could you please find my fucking relic in the fucking Draugr graves? It's like, no, you don't have time for that. Like, the world is about to end. Why would I? What?
When I play Skyrim, I'm not worrying about no dragon. I'm worrying about how to get out. I'm worrying about how to get out this cart from being a prisoner. That's what I'm worrying about when I play Skyrim.
What happens after? It's like, you're at the chopping block and you see the dragon and whatnot, and then you go to the Greybeards and they tell you that Alduin gonna destroy the fucking world.
Yeah.
So, and you go and spend 500 hours exploring dungeons instead of saving the world, despite it apparently
you gotta get the necessary materials.
Yeah, but it's bad design. You have to ignore the main story to explore. If that's your thing, if you want the player to explore, then don't make your main story urgent.
So you saying Skyrim is bad design game?
I hated Skyrim when I played it first. I fucking hated that game. It's so stupid.
So you rather play a game? You rather play a game where they go straight and handle the problem?
No, you can just start your game where the problem is not a problem yet. Like, if you want the player to chill out and explore, then just wait until you put the urgent problem in front of their face. Right? What if you weren't saved by Alduin? What if you just were saved by some guy? So the world is not at risk of destruction yet. You were just lucky. And then you can go out and explore. And then at some point, you get the message that Alduin is coming back and about to destroy the world, and now you can do the main quest. But if you set it up urgently and constantly get pushed towards the next main quest, then that's what the player is gonna do.
Okay.
I don't know. Many people don't care. That's true too. Like, many people are just gonna be like, whatever, and explore anyway. But like, from a storytelling perspective, is weird, right? Because the world is literally about to end. Why are you gathering herbs? It doesn't make sense. Why are you picking flowers for that girl? The world will end in 10 minutes. Doesn't make sense.
Cause you need to pick the flowers to get the gold to buy the weapons.
Yeah, but you don't have time.
Ain't that how your game started first?
What? No.
You gotta do the side quest to buy the armor to get part of the guild.
Yeah, but there is no threat. There is no urgency. There is no world-ending evil about to wreck the world.
Well, now
you're just a guy who wants to be an adventurer, so you're doing side quests at your own pace.
Now you got monsters coming out the dungeons, which is the urgency.
If you did the first dungeon, it's not urgent. Right? When you start the game, you can either do side quests. There's nothing rushing you, or you can go to the first dungeon. There's nothing rushing you. Then you get Alanya. Nothing is rushing you. Sure, there's some goblins running around that may be concerning, but there's no, oh my god, the world will end soon threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not urgent. You're free to go at your own pace.
Okay. I mean, I feel like side quests are optional. They're optional, but I don't mind them. I actually like doing them because
that's fine.
I'm a completionist.
That's completely fine, and some side quests are better than the main quest anyway in some games.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. I don't say don't have side content. I'm gonna put side content too. Like, that's just how it is. But me personally,
you don't care too much about it.
I don't like a lot of side content because it doesn't give me anything.
But you put them in.
I want to make the game easier.
But you put them in because that's what the people wants. You give them what the people want.
What the people wants, and the side content I'm gonna put in is gonna be mostly revolving around mini games.
But wouldn't you want your player to spend more time in your game?
Yeah, but are they not gonna do it? Like, I'm putting side content there, but I'm not gonna make it in a way that's just gonna make the game easier. Like, what's the point of making a side quest in my game that gives the player a better weapon that would defeat the purpose of going into a dungeon? I mean, it's a different setup in my game than it is in this one, but I don't know. As I said, like, giving me better gear in side content is not gonna do anything for me because I don't want to make the game easier. I want the challenge. So if I do side content, I'm just gonna shoot myself in my own leg.
That's fair.
So I don't know. Story-wise, some side quests are cool. Like, they have cool backstories and good shit happening and whatnot. And maybe there's like vampires and plot twists there too. But the rewards are just not worth it for me.
Yeah, like in Skyrim, you can become a werewolf or you know, vampire.
Yeah, that's all cool stuff. Like, the side content in Skyrim is better than the main story. And that's why I hated the game at first, because I was going about only the main story because I wanted to know what happened. And the main story is pretty fucking boring in Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
The side content is pretty damn good, but how was I supposed to know? Because I was always thinking, well, the main story is probably the best part of the game, because that's why it's called the main story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not for some reason.
Huh?
So yeah, I don't know, man. There's nothing really you can give a side quest reward that interests me, because you're either making the game easier for me or you're giving me a bunch of money which I can buy gear that also makes the game easier for me. So it's not really any incentive for me.
Yeah.
But I don't say don't put it there. Like, that would be stupid. Like, sure, have your side quests, but don't expect anyone to do it. Like, if you're making optional content, you gotta be aware that people are not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's optional, right? So don't be sad if you have 0 players doing your side content for some reason or another.
Yeah.
But still put it there for people like the D7 boy who likes his achievements and whatnot.
You gotta have it, man. You got to have it.
Yeah, if that's what people like.
You want to have a good game, you gotta put it in there. If not, your game gonna be boring and not enough content. People like content, and that's why people. You know, based on the reviews about this game, you know, they like everything about it. You know, from the content to the side missions to the story to.
Yep.
Just everything to people is an overall great RPG experience. It's an
Of
upgrade.
course. People are always gonna like side content too.
It's a definitely upgrade from the first one. You know, you look at the first one, it looks day and night. You know, in terms of graphics. The developer definitely leveled up with
I haven't checked out the first one. I was just reading a bunch of reviews on the second one, but there's been a bunch of reviews that said the same thing. Like it's a huge step upwards from the first game. Apparently, lots of like quality of life and whatnot. One thing I think it's missing is like a quest log, that like some kind of journal would be nice, so that could point you in the right direction, because I did have moments where I was like, where do I go now? Like when you're in Driftwood and you give the guy the ring back, it doesn't really tell you where to go. So I was thinking maybe it's just a pit stop for getting supplies. So I was trying to get back on the ship again to go wherever I need to go, right? But that's not where you need to go. You gotta leave the city. But I didn't know that. The game didn't tell me. So yeah, I think
like they did say go back and tell the queen. I think you supposed to went back to the castle.
Oh no, like way earlier when you first leave the castle, like your first visit to Driftwood.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You go there and you get the money to buy supplies. So I did that, and then the pickpocket scene happened, and I gave the guy the ring back, and then nothing. Where do I go? So I thought maybe I need to go back on the ship. Maybe Driftwood was just a pit stop. I don't know. The game didn't tell me, right? But you have to leave the city to the north to go to the world map to the desert part. But I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I was running around town trying to figure out where to go. And I think like a little journal entry that told me, all right, go to the desert or whatnot would have helped.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're not like, if you're burnt out on the story, which happens with some people, you know,
a journal is a must-have in the RPG. Like, there's no excuse, even if you make it retro. It for any reason, maybe I'm putting this game down for a week or whatnot, and I come back and now I'm somewhere and I don't know where I stopped and I don't know where I need to go. So I start the game, I have no fucking idea what I'm supposed to do, so I'm just gonna quit the game again. Because I'm not gonna start over, right? So, and it's not hard to put a little journal in there. This is like really not hard to implement. So if it had, after a week, I could just open the journal and get a reminder of where I was last time and where I need to go.
And that is very true about putting the game down maybe for a week or more and you don't remember.
Yeah.
Like I don't do that because
I binge my games.
But some people don't have that luxury to play as long. You know, some people can only play for a couple hours on top, and they may gotta take off for like a week or two, and when they pick it up,
it doesn't even matter why, right? Like for any reason, maybe your player does not remember, or maybe they have short-term memory and they don't remember it the next fucking day. It doesn't matter why. Like having a journal or any kind of reminder on where to go next is a must-have in any fucking RPG. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no excuse to not have it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. You're definitely...
I can't think of a single reason why you wouldn't put it there.
Yeah.
Oh, I found a bug with the options menu.
Really?
If they have these buttons in the keyboard config. You can set it to WASD movement, but if you do, it's screwed up because the default WASD movement uses the buttons in a way where the S key doesn't move downwards because it's already used for something else. It breaks the controls.
Oh.
Yeah, they have that set up wrong.
So I don't
It
play.
doesn't work.
I don't play with a keyboard. So
Yeah, I tried it around a little bit. I think it's cool that you can assign your own buttons and you can assign multiple functions to the same,
yeah.
multiple keys to the same function. Like you can put the menu on escape and E and enter and whatever, how many keys you want. You can just add more keys to do the same thing, which is cool. But they have two menu entries, which I don't know what the difference is. They have a menu that's open like with escape, like the base menu, and they have another menu entry in the option setting with different keys, but it's also the menu. So I don't know what's that all about.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you click on WASD, like the default WASD layout button, it breaks the controls. So
I wanted
not too good.
Okay, so that's good. You found that. I don't know if the developer knows about that or not. Pretty sure they don't, since they
I mean, if they knew, they probably would have fixed it.
Yeah, they would have fixed it. So, I mean, overall, I mean the game is
still just a minor thing. Like the game is absolutely worth its asking price, and yeah, it's totally a good indie game. It's not just another RPG Maker game. It's very good. Oh, the enemies, since we got a battle screen right now, the enemies are pretty unique too. Like you got the bear, which enrages when you attack him. The goat just always goes on a rampage and hits any random target, like even their allies and whatnot. So enemy design is also very unique, which is also a good thing, right?
The fire enemy.
Haven't mentioned that yet. And you got the boulder enemy that's like completely immune to physical attacks and whatnot. Like enemy variety and design is pretty good as well.
Yeah,
since we haven't mentioned that.
Given the fact that it's front person, and you know, a lot of people don't really do as good with front view battle systems. You know, this one.
The thing here is the enemies are still animated when they attack, right? The boulder, when he's like rolling through the party, he's actually rolling around. Yeah, it's not static.
It's actually side view. It's actually a side view battle system. They just got it, you know.
Yeah, they're doing a fake front view, so they can use action sequences.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what
I would have liked it if they had like actual character sprites on there. I think the little tiny sprites on top of the window look a bit ridiculous.
At first, I thought
out of place.
At first, I was like, "This looks weird because why they're facing the player and not the enemy."
That too, yeah.
But then I realized, you know, maybe this is like instead of a portrait, you know, this they just used a little character. Even when they die, they kind of fall down and hide, you know. And
it's all right. I still would have preferred if they had like actual sprites.
Yeah.
I think it would have still looked
side view would look good. I think Moonfell got it beat in that term of the battles. You know, the battle view. I mean, they both look good, but you know, side view for the win.
Retro, right? Front view battles is retro. What can you do?
Yeah. I really enjoyed. I rarely enjoy front view. I really don't like it. I mean, that's my preference, but you got some people that loves it and adore it. But this one was tolerable.
It's okay. It's okay. Like the combat itself didn't last very long, so it wasn't really a bother. Like even the first boss, like in the sewers, went down fairly quickly.
The boss is pretty. Maybe. Yeah, the boss is pretty simple in this game. Until like
it's not like long-lasting battles. It's interesting enough because the enemies move and are animated when they attack and whatnot. So it's fine. It works.
So those who don't know the asking price of this game is $19.99. It is basically $20. So Cola Coco, if you're watching, that's like 2 weeks of KFC for you, my guy. 2 freaking whole weeks of KFC. So I definitely don't see you sacrificing that KFC for a game like this. And they also have,
but I think it's a fair price though. It's like, what did you say, like 40 hours of content?
yeah, and they also have a soundtrack for $9.99. Then you could buy the bundle.
I don't even know why people sell soundtracks. I don't know. I will never understand.
Then you could buy the bundle for $29.99, which doesn't make any sense because you're not getting no type of discount with the bundle.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because it's $19.99 for the game and the soundtrack is $9.99. So that give you, that's like what, 29 something, and it's $29.99 for the bundle. Who's gonna
even paying more for the bundle than if you paid it separately?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I would at least probably $3-4 down.
Yeah, it's like usually like, I don't know, 10% or some shit like that in a bundle you're saving.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, the game itself is a proper indie game. Like, it's in no way, shape, or form another RPG Maker game. So I think the price is alright.
So they, according to other developers, once you have more than 10 Steam reviews, your game is pretty much safe from the land of banishment.
It depends. You gotta get those 10 reviews in like the first week of release.
Yeah, I think
otherwise there's no saving.
I think this game achieved it from the success of the first game.
I mean, it's 157 is still nothing. Like this game has a tiny audience. But it also, it released. It's been out for a whole year now.
Mm-hmm.
So this game is dead in terms of Steam discoverability.
Really now?
Absolutely. Like, it's been out a year and has 150 reviews. This game is dead. It's a tiny community. Which is what you can expect. Like, if you're an RPG Maker developer and you have no idea advertising, this is what you can expect.
I'm trying to scroll to see when the last review was December the 16th.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some people who will find the game. Maybe they also have like a Twitter account and whatnot. But when I look here, what I have here is like January.
Yeah, December. January. Here's a couple of other Decembers. It seems like they get few purchases every other month, every few months.
Yeah, but it's not anything you can live off of. Like,
but not based on the release and the dates of these February reviews, I think they probably did pretty well. You know, launching, then kind of slowed down as you progress the year.
There's a lack of advertising.
So maybe it was a sale around the Christmas time, because I did see it was 30% off at one time.
Yeah, probably. They're probably gonna join every other like Steam sale, I guess.
Yeah, and
we all do.
But
it's like, it's not advertised enough. Like, this would have need more advertisement.
Yeah,
it could be a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, I didn't find any Kickstarters or nothing for it. I did notice some custom plugins that they have. You know,
oh man, I didn't even check.
And
I don't care.
And some art. You know, I'm pretty sure they spent some money on this, or they could be an artist themselves.
I mean, they're more than one person, so maybe they have an artist on the team and whatnot. But yeah, they lack advertising. Like, this game could be a lot bigger because it is really good.
Yeah,
but nobody knows it exists.
Padre Crazy D7 still no plugin.
Yeah, man,
And
these seven stealing all the
I
plugins, man.
also see they did a couple appearances. They did the appearance in their in yeah, they did the appearance in their I guess event in their country. I think they're Australian. They say Sydney. That's in Australia.
I know
So
that other game where I made the maps for. What's that game called again? Tower Song. They did attend some online events. Like apparently there's like indie game online events too.
uh-huh.
I don't fucking know, man. Maybe they went on something like that. But that's still small. Like even if you attend such events, it's like how many people are attending events for games?
Yeah. So
Like you really need to go into the advertising and maybe even hire somebody to do it. Like if you want any kind of bigger success than this.
yeah. So I kind of feel like for RPG Maker, the budget isn't as big as true indie companies, you know, indie developers who probably using a more complex engine, because majority of them, they have a bigger budget. You know, RPG Maker, you know, your budget is not really as big as those companies. You know, you may get into the few $1,000s. You know, I'm not seeing nobody spending 10,000, 20,000 on the RPG Maker game. I don't see it unless everything is like probably voice acted and animated. You got some animations, some actual scenes, like animation scenes in your game, and everything is just custom. I could see 10,000 around there, if that. But majority, you know, you're gonna.
That's why most people use it, because RPG Maker makes it possible for like a single person to make a game.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of the stuff that you're seeing now. You know, the good stuff. The good stuff is the FSM, the WinLoo, and the low sprites. In my eyes, you know, that's the good stuff. You know,
it is, but it's also like the only things available. Like especially in terms of character sprites, you're not getting any better ones than lows.
Yeah.
Like just the size, the amount of content you're getting. Like you got all these extra sprite animations, like you know, using the broom and whatnot, hammer smithing and all that. You're not getting that anywhere else. Like even if you buy a character set off of the DLC store, it's just the generic sprite. So there's no extra movement, no extra animations on there.
Yeah,
that's why Lowe's is so popular, because it has all that extra shit. Nobody else does it.
It got the movement. It got like the actual kick, the punches that you need
you got
to make
swings and kicks and jumps and different like death animations, sprites and the hammering.
The stances look better. The stances look great. You know, like your battle stance.
That's the battlers, yes.
Yeah, the 8D sprites, the fishing, the hammering, the sword fighting.
I was just talking about the 8D sprites. Like nobody else has that much content for their on-map sprites. Like if you look at the DLC sets that are out there, they're all fucking RTP chibi style. And why? Just why? Like you can put that in the generator and do it yourself. Like I don't know, but it doesn't come with any extra stuff. That's why he's so popular.
I think they need to get a contract with him where they could make a proper in-game generator.
No, they're not gonna do it.
But it feels like the way RPG Maker is set up, you just get the bare bones just to start a game.
Yeah, you just get the Final Fantasy 3 style out of the box experience.
But it's so repetitive. Oh my god, you just get tired of seeing it. You
Yeah, I
just
mean
get tired of
that's
it.
that's the difference. You're not supposed to use the default assets for a game.
In a game like this, it kind of, wonder where these newer commercial games is going to go down without the proper advertising.
Yeah, that's
So
that's almost every game though. Like
that's,
there's so many games releasing every day on Steam, and most of them are just gonna die.
man,
It's just how it is because nobody knows how advertising really works. Like you can't really look it up either. It's like every tips and tricks you can read online is all very nebulous and not really actionable. So, and you can't even hire anyone either. It's like there are so many so-called Kickstarter experts, but I'm pretty sure they're all just scammers anyway, and I don't know. It's all very hard to navigate.
would you like to answer DK's question?
What's up with this? What happens if not? It's simple. If you're not gonna make it, your game is gonna be dead.
It's going to the bottom.
It's going to the bottom of the barrel of
Page.
the Steam bad games.
Page 99,999.
Yeah, it's not a hard rule. The thing is, you need 10 reviews on Steam to get your rating, right? Your very positive or negative or whatnot, like the general rating. They only listed once you got 10 proper reviews. So what people say is before release you need 7k or wish lists before you even release it. Otherwise you're not gonna get the visibility necessary to get your game anywhere. And then you need at least 10 reviews in like a week or earlier on release, so it keeps that visibility going. If you're not having that, your game is not gonna show up on the Steam store. So unless you wishlisted, you said wishlist. Yeah, correct.
He did say it. He did say it. He did say it.
What do you mean? It's wishlist. It's not.
I'm done. He said 7,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's the minimum. Like people say even more. Like you need a lot of wish lists. Otherwise, like you when you launch a game on Steam, you get a week of visibility. Is what they call it, visibility rounds, and you can do like I think 3 of them in the settings. So you got a week of visibility on the Steam store, and if you're not managing to get a lot of reviews and get at least 10, so the game gets a rating, your game is just gonna not pop up on the Steam store. Nowhere.
Let me ask a quick question. Is wishlist public information, or only the developer has that information?
I don't think it's public. Like you can click on a game and see how many wishlists it got.
You can't?
No, I've not seen that. I can look it up as the developer. I can see how many wishlists.
But you can do it. You can do it. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's not information that's like valuable to a customer. Like why would you care how many wishlists a game has, right?
Yeah.
As a player, like. What do you care?
I think Psychronic said when he was working with the publisher company, they did all his advertising. He hit those numbers. Like maybe future developers who are going commercial may need to hire a company to get those numbers up. And guarantee those reviews.
He didn't get a profit though.
Like he said he broke even. He broke even.
The company broke even.
Yeah, and plus that
Like
was a bad.
everything he owned went to the advertising
Yeah, that
company.
was a bad deal, anyways. You know,
So I don't know, like, and they could be using bots, like
I
I
think
don't
so.
fucking know, some Eastern European bot accounts that are just gonna wish lists.
Yeah, cause their YouTube channel, I forgot the name, but I did look the YouTube channel, and it looked like they use bots to wish list it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of companies do. It's like just a lot of bot accounts, or you can. I think you can buy wish lists too. It's like they just have a bunch of like Indonesian fucking accounts or whatever,
Yeah,
and they just hire these people so they wishlist the game,
yeah, like you
but
need
they're not
that.
gonna buy it. It's just fake wishlist.
Yeah, you need that organic reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You need people to
yeah,
constantly look at your profile
yeah,
instead of
yeah,
just
yeah.
once
If
and
you
just
if you
forget it.
hire people and they're using these bots, you get the initial amount. Yeah, that's gonna help anyway. So when you release it, it's gonna have more visibility. But at that point, your game has to carry itself. Like if your game looks boring, then no new people are gonna wishlist it.
Yep,
It's still only the bots, so no actual player has wishlisted your game, and nobody gonna buy it because it's all bots. So end of the day, you still gotta make a good looking game which has an appealing trailer and everything, because even when you have visibility, if your game looks boring, nobody gonna buy it.
facts.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying it. Like the visuals are the most important thing about your game. Like it or not, like you can have the best gameplay in the world. If your game looks shit, nobody gonna buy it.
Facts.
It's just how it is.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
a player is always gonna see the looks of your game first. Like if I browse the Steam store because I'm fucking bored and I'm looking for a new game, and I see your capsule art and it looks interesting, I'm gonna click on it and then I'm gonna check out the trailer. And if the game looks shit, nobody is reading the long description. Like I've seen like studies being done on that. Nobody reads the long description, nobody watches the full trailer, nobody cares. They're always gonna skim the trailer at random points and check it out, and check out some screenshots and read the short description. If you gotta be really accurate with your short description, like don't put any kind of fucking bullshit on there. And nobody cares about the long description. Like people are gonna skim over it, but they're not gonna read all that fucking text you put there.
Here you
Nobody does
are.
it.
Here you are. Yep. Yep. You got to get straight to the good stuff.
Exactly. And if it looks shit, nobody gonna care. If it looks good, I'm scrolling down to the negative reviews, because at that point I'm already sold on your game, right? I like your capsule art, I like the looks of your game, I want your game. And now I'm looking at the reviews to find a reason to not buy it. I'm looking for an excuse to not spend that bread. Right? So I'm scrolling down to the negative reviews to find any kind of reason why I would not want to buy this. And if I can't find anything major, then you have a sale. If I see a bunch of reviews talking about crashes, there you go, you lost the customer. But that's how it generally works. Like nobody reads the long description, nobody cares about your trailer, but you still gotta make a good trailer because people skim over it. You need really fucking good screenshots, and you need a nice looking game. And if your reviews don't have any like major issues in your game, then you have a sale.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a fucking hike to get a sale.
One sale. Even
Yeah,
for 99, even for a 99-cent game, it's hard to get that. So
and
this,
even a 99-cent can be a problem. I'm not even gonna
dang.
look at a 99-cent game. If I see a 99-cent price tag on Leyline Chronicles, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not even gonna click on the page. Because if a game is 99 cents, how good could it possibly be?
That means it costs pretty much next to nothing.
It costs next to nothing, so I'm expecting a game that has next to no quality. So I'm not even gonna click on it. Like I'm not clicking on anything that's below $10. I'm not even looking at
I'm not clicking on nothing that starts with ley line, period.
So
That's just
yeah,
the way
like
it
having
is.
having a ridiculously cheap price tag is not good either.
Yeah.
Or free games. I don't even look at free games.
They're gonna be like, why is this game 99 cents and not $5?
Yeah,
At
if you don't
least.
trust your game to be worth $10, why would I do? So putting $5 and 99 cents and $2.99 on your on your game, I'm not even gonna click on the page.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from the
Don't
man,
price your
guys.
games too cheap.
Yeah, I heard
A
it.
low price indicates low quality. It's just how it is. A free game indicates low quality. It's probably a game made by somebody as a hobby, so it's gonna have a lot of quirks, maybe a lot of bugs. I'm not interested.
Yeah. None should
Right? So all these RPG Maker games that go for like 99 cents, there may be some good ones, but I would never know because I don't look at cheap games.
And this game is $20. 20 big ones, guys. That's like an hour and a half or an hour worth of work for some of you guys.
Yeah, man, that's 2 hours worth of work for me because we get like $12 minimum wage, like an hour and a half.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, but I would click on this page, like if I like the capsule art, like if I was browsing the store and it had a good like cover art, and then I would click on the page, and if I see a good page with a nice trailer, good looking screenshots and whatnot, and the reviews are okay, then you have a sale. And if not, you're not gonna have a sale.
Gonna have a sale, he said.
Yeah, that's how it is. And then I have 2 hours to check out the game. So if within 2 hours I'm still impressed by it, I'm gonna keep it.
And
and if not, I'm gonna get a refund.
And they have a demo, which is professional.
But who cares about demos? Like, to be honest, I don't know.
Some people do.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't have a demo. Like, always have a demo. But if we're honest, like, who cares about demos?
Yeah,
like, you can refund any game on Steam within 2 hours anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's a demo gonna do? But still put it there for good measure. Like, it doesn't hurt to have.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, it makes sense. Wow. I mean, if you guys haven't tried this game, I mean, I think it's a worthy.
This game, yeah. I recommend
it's a worthy title to play, and I'm invested into trying the first one out. You know, I might end up purchasing the first one. I think the first one's like $9. And that's rare. That's rare for D7 to buy games, guys. That's really, really rare. Yeah. You know, for me to consider.
It's even rarer for me to recommend the game.
Oh yeah, I was expecting. I mean, he had his nitpicks. I mean, we're not gonna get around that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, no game is perfect. I'm never gonna say any game is perfect. And I did encounter a crash for whatever reason. I don't know.
Rebellion. Yes.
But yeah.
Rebellion, and I just redeemed the Rebellion Steam key, but I think Cychronic is requesting.
Yeah, it's on the wheel.
The podcast to play it, and I'm not gonna spin the wheel now. I'm gonna make a video and spin it because I still gotta set the wheel up. You know, so.
Oh, man, you've been slacking again.
No, I ain't been slacking, man. Been chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Been chilling.
What if the people don't watch on YouTube though?
They gon'. Nah, I do probably like a hold on. Matter of fact, let me see. Cause the last time we spent the wheel.
Had an entire week to set up the damn wheel and he didn't do it.
Hold on, I think it did. Hold on, let me see.
I mean, he did put up the request, I know that much.
Never mind, it's up here. I put it up there. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to spin the wheel, guys. Like I said, this game is $20, and in all honesty, I think it's worth $20.
Yep.
For what it is retro style. In comparison, I think it's done really well. It is done really
As I
well.
said, like this gives me like major like Lufia vibes.
Uh-huh.
And I loved that game as a kid. Like I was playing that on my Game Boy Color so much. I even took it out just to listen to like the title music and whatnot.
Yeah.
This game is really high quality. It's really well made with a lot of love to detail.
Yeah.
Absolute recommend even from me.
Yep. And you're definitely gonna enjoy the music, just the story itself. You're gonna enjoy it. So, Critical Games, excellent job, well done. Thank you for sharing this game with us. I wasn't expecting to get a game key. Like I told Harlequin, I asked the developer for a key, but if Casey didn't give us one, that there's a demo and stuff like that. There's a demo we could definitely bring to the table, but I'm glad that you reached out and gave us a key and communicated with me on Twitter. You watched the playthrough. I'm pretty sure you're going to watch the podcast. Definitely appreciate it. I think Australia's 12 hours ahead of us, so
I have no idea.
I think it's 4 a.m. over there, so they probably sleeping. They probably sleeping and all that stuff, but I definitely recommend this game, guys. So
we even made them a sale. Potter said he couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
So we made him a sale.
Made him a sale.
Profit for them.
So guys, we gotta spin this wheel for next week. Next week,
man,
who's gonna get chosen?
Get another jank game to play.
Who's gonna be the next victim? I don't know. Who's gonna be the next victim, but we definitely gotta find one, right? Hold on, this is the wrong.
We had quality now, so it's going back to the jank.
Lord have mercy. All right, guys, y'all ready? Y'all freaking ready? Hold on, make sure I took everything. Okay, jeans are added. Immortal Sins is up there now.
Oh really?
Yeah, Immortal Sin. Yeah, that's Ace game.
Yeah, Ace made a request.
All right, let's go. Can y'all even hear the wheel? Leyline Chronicles eliminated. Leyline Chronicles eliminated. Dang, the first go. Dang, Starship. I was rooting for Starship. I was rooting for that one. Mana Raider is gone. Yay! Mana Raider is out of there. Dang, Bird Bunch can't never win. Starscribe is gone. Reroll. Gotta reroll, guys. Gotta reroll.
Generico says they cannot hear the wheel.
They cannot hear the wheel. I don't know why. It is set up.
It's not really important, the sound, I guess.
Yeah. As long as they could hear me.
I mean, that's not really important either.
Desperation Reincarnation is eliminated. That been up there forever.
It is what it is.
Lodestar is gone. Lodestar. Heroes is gone. Hold on, we played.
Yeah, we did that other thing.
Dreams of an Addict.
We did Heroes of White Criminal.
Yeah, that's gone. I took that off.
Yeah.
I took that off.
I don't think we played Spearia on the podcast. If
Nope.
I'm not mistaken.
Heroes of Spearia. Nope. Immortal Sins. Now it's between Single Malt and Princess Needs Saving. Don't need saving.
Been on there too forever.
Princess don't need saving.
We're gonna play.
So in all fairness, guys, I played this already. So Harlequin is going to do the video for this game. Cause we need his reaction. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright, is that fair? So Lobbyland, we're going to be playing your game and giving it a review. I believe last time they didn't want us to play the game, or was it Mopsicus?
I mean, Mopsicus just vanished. He was butthurt.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Mopsicus didn't want us to play the game, but Lobbyland, you have been chosen.
Exactly. Gonna destroy Labyrinth's game then.
All right, guys. So we like to thank you for coming out and just supporting the podcast like always. Definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're definitely pushing up to a year of the podcast being in existence. I gotta check to see the exact date of the first stream that we have. Maybe we could do like some type of anniversary type thing or some special stream or whatnot, to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the podcast. I mean, we definitely been on our grind. We had a few bumps in the road, but we are still here. We are still doing what we love to do, and that's just talking about good quality RPG Maker games created by you. So like always peoples, we will meet you again next week, where we will be bringing Princess Don't Need Saving. Otherwise, if the developer don't want us to play it, I'm pretty sure they are. I'm trying to remember, was it them or another person? It probably was Mopsicus though. It probably was, but yeah, y'all have a good one. Anything you want to say? All right, there we go.
No. See ya.
All right, peace out. Hold on.
It's not Christmas anymore.
We're not gonna leave yet. But another thing, if you guys are not part of the RTP podcast Discord channel, we definitely invite you guys to join us, and hopefully you can submit your games, your friends' games, and spend some time with us. But other than that, we expect to grow. We at least want to try to double our numbers than what we had the previous year. So by the end of the year, we should be at 200. That's the goal. So
I need.
So that's the goal, guys. So we are out. I'm out this time. Peace out.